Oh shit! I see the boys in the house. Holmes is in the house. Dirt Donkey's in the house. Crypto Twitter is officially in the house. I don't know where the hell Wes is. Hope he's okay. I'm trying to text him, trying to call him. He's not answering. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully he's just asleep. Means I gotta run this thing. What is up, everybody? My name is Nick. Welcome to the Crypto Mura. Not quite sure where Wes is right at the moment. I know that sounds a little scary, but I've missed a gig or two before from oversleeping. He's been kind of overworked at his job, so I'm just going to go with that. I'm hoping that's what it is. But I have been calling and texting him, but most likely that's what it is because they have been overworking him. So he probably is asleep. That's what we're going to go with. We hope and pray. Hope he's all good. But I will be checking my phone every 5 minutes and hopefully get a response from him. If you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. I see we got Crypto Twitter in the house. We got Holmes in the house already. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. Love you. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Gary Gensler, what's going on with, not Gensler, Jerome Powell and Trump's comments and how they're affecting the market. Not a whole lot's changed in price action, guys. We kind of called this. We kind of said this. We kind of expected this. So it's all good. But yes, Holmes, I'm going to definitely get into that. And you've been going off about this, Holmes, for weeks now, about this 108-day offset perfectly. Holmes has been watching this like a hawk, and it is playing out. Excuse me. And the money supply is huge because every single time in past bull markets, the money supply front ran the price. So you guys, I know it's boring as hell right now. I know there's nothing going on. I know you're selling coins that you didn't want to sell. You know, look, I had to sell some stuff, that I didn't want to sell. But, here's the thing. In these boring ass markets, and sometimes you have to take a little off the table. Remember why you got into the investing game. You didn't get into the investing game to hold on to crypto tokens, right? You didn't get into this game to just say, oh, well, look at my shiny tokens I have in my digital wallet that I can't touch or do anything with. You got into this game to change your life. You got into this game to have some money for your family. You got into this game to have some money for yourself. And God forbid, if you fall on hard times, sometimes you need to sell. So don't have such remorse over it. I've learned over the years that I would probably have a whole lot more if I didn't have to sell because of certain life events. But here's the thing, dude. Be thankful that you have that to sell. What the hell would you, at least I know what the hell I was doing before I was investing. I wasn't doing shit. I didn't have any cushion. I didn't have nothing. So if you did have to capitulate anything, hard times just in life, not even in crypto, keep your head up, dude. Don't beat yourself over it. This is why you're in this game. You're in this game to help your life and make it easier. Don't let it stress you out so much. And if you're bored as shit, get in line. Everyone's bored with the price action. But I'm going to show you some things that I think are actually really, really good and why our current call of May is going to play out. I think the breakout comes in May either way. We're so close to this tariff bullshit. We all know it was a bullshit thing. Trump is a businessman. Whether you like him or hate him, I don't care It's got nothing to do with it. If you're left or right, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I'm an independent. I'm right down the freaking middle. I don't side with nobody. I don't even side with the independents. But that's why I'm a registered independent. I have to think for myself on everything. I don't just join a side. But here's my thing with it. Trump, he's an asshole, but we need an asshole right now. Business-wise, financial-wise for the U.S., we need an asshole. And what was this? So what I'm not going to dwell on politics. Where I was going with this, guys, is just basically he's negotiating these tariffs. He's saying, well, I'm going to charge you this. If you charge, it's all I didn't read his book, but his book, The Art of the Deal. The man knows how to make a business deal. Okay. Like him, hate him. Whatever. He knows how to wheel and deal. Okay. So he's working other countries trying to get these tariffs. I know everyone has mixed emotions and thoughts and all this shit. But what's playing out right now in front of you is all the bullshit, right? It's all bullshit. There's just like, oh, I'm going to do this. They're not going to imply any of these tariffs. It's just a negotiation tactic. We've already gone through 1-2 weeks. My best guess is we got 2 more weeks of this tariff uncertainty, right? But in the meantime, Bitcoin is chilling. We're slightly under the 2.8 market cap, but we're nowhere near the 2.5 total global market cap. So we're looking good there on the M2 global supply. So glad I got into ZBAC. They are making huge partnerships, price up nicely today. Those buys in the, I just got to put my boy Holmes up for a second here. Put him up there, what he's saying. Congratulations on that. Looking nice. Congratulations on that win, Holmes. We love to see that. Dirt Donkey in the mother freaking house. I'm going to get back on. We might actually look at a crypto Twitter token too, because my boys are in the chat here. Good to see you. Like I said, let's take a see real quick at some of the price action stuff going on without getting too crazy. We're just going to look at our basics here. All right, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at the infamous total global market cap. If you guys are new, I know I give the old heads this lecture all the time. You guys probably get sick of hearing it. But for my new noobs out there that are just tuning in, first of all, hit subscribe and hit like if you can, please. Second of all, total global market cap is every single dollar in the crypto market combined. So it's basically every single dollar in the whole world of every crypto asset equals the total global market cap. And when I found that out, I was just obsessed with it. And I was like, wow, so I can sit here and watch every dollar that comes in or out of crypto, including stable coins, Bitcoin, ETH, everything. But anyway, that's what this chart is. Okay. So looking at this from an untrained eye, you would see this here and go, oh my God, it's over, right? Oh my God, it's over. Okay. But if you understand basic support and resistance, guys, you know that it's not over, because I'm sure when this happened here, when this peak happened here in 2021, when this happened here, boom, everyone said it was over. And it was over for a period of time. And then some hope came back, and then it was over again. And then, oh my God, look, So what is going on here is we're bouncing. I got to kind of look at my own screen. Might have to put my intelligent glasses, guys, my wisdom glasses, because I can't see shit anymore. So where this level is, 2.7 roughly, but let's take a look at where this was. Okay, so this is 3 trillion, but if you could see these 3 points right here, and I'm going to zoom in so it's a little easier to see. You see these 3 points here. That's 3. That's the Pico. This is 2.5, guys. This one here, 2.5, and this is probably 2.5. No, okay, this one's a little lower, 2.3. My point is, and this is 2.430. You might as well say 2.5. These are your previous resistance levels, right? Every time you came up, you got rejected, you came down. That's resistance. You went up, got rejected, and came down. You finally broke out of it, and then you came back, and forever it took us to get above those levels. And where are we sitting at now? We're sitting at 2.7. So in all this panic, in all this craziness, right, we are currently sitting above previous resistance, which is bullish because that means we broke through that resistance. We're holding, the money is staying in crypto. It's not leaving crypto. Now, granted, it's probably majority into stable coins at this point, but you know, and the altcoins are getting wrecked right now. I know the altcoins. If you're holding altcoins right now, trust me, I know it sucks. But the positive is total global is looking good. We came down here, you know, 2.6 or whatever, came up to 2.8. Look, finding our ground around 2.7 and kind of consolidating sideways. Just going sideways for a couple days, like 3 or 4 days now, sideways. So let's zoom out to the 2-week chart. Bullish again. You know, uptrend here, consolidating sideways, looking good. Let's go to the monthly. You know, still consolidating. Let's go to the 3-month. Okay, 3-month looks, because we were up here in January, it looks bad on the 3-month. But if you take it from here, from March 10th, and you look at this, this is nice consolidation. And we're not dropping below 2.5, which is, that's my warning level, is 2.5. Which we are not at. We're 200 billion over that. So in my opinion, total global is still looking very good, guys. I'm not concerned. It's been holding right at 2.7. Bitcoin's just been parked at 84,000, has not been moving. I know it's been aggravating. ETH is catching a lot of shit nowadays. ETH is catching so much slack, guys. But here's the thing. I've seen this before. Okay, I've seen this with in 2020 in COVID. It was the same thing. I mean, it was just mass freaking hysteria. And let me go back to my screen. I think it'll do it automatic. It was mass hysteria in 2020 with COVID. Everyone thought the world was over. Everyone thought that, you know, it was going to kill the entire markets. Everything was done. And ETH dropped down to $75 for one ETH. $75. And I was so poor at the time that I couldn't afford to buy but 6 of them. And it took me a long time to save that up just to pay my bills. Right. But I was convicted. I was like, no, this is going to hit. I know this is going to hit. I put my money where my mouth was. And it was the best move I ever made in my freaking life. Because I didn't even have a car at the time. I was able to buy myself a car. Okay. I was taking the bus. Okay. So here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not sitting here bragging like I'm balling shit like that, because I'm not. I keep it real with you guys. I'm still a small fish, but I'm learning, and I care more about learning, and I care more about teaching you guys what I've learned so you don't make my mistakes. And I will tell you this right now: if you capitulate right now because you have to, that's different. If you capitulate right now because you're scared, that's a mistake. Okay? If you have to pay bills, you have to survive. Real life shit gets in the way. I get it. Sell. I had to sell some of my MPC, and you guys know how I feel about my MPC. I'll buy it back. Look, that's the other thing. I'll buy it back a little higher, probably, but you got to think about it. I bought that MPC probably 8 months ago. No, probably 10 months ago. And I put a couple hundred in, and, you know, more than quadrupled that over that 6-month time. So now, even though you could say I'm selling at a loss, not really selling at a loss, because it was still so far up, right? And I didn't sell all of it. I didn't completely capitulate, but I had to sell a little bit for bills. It happens. So if you're in that same situation, I just want to give you hope, let you know the market ain't going nowhere. Guys, it's still going to be here. Crypto will be here. You can still buy more. So you got to think longer term, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, I know it's boring as shit. There's really not a whole lot to look at price-wise. But, I mean, we are trying to poke our head up at 85 at least. So that looks kind of good. Let's go to the 24-hour chart real quick. You guys can't see my screen. Let me bring it back up. We'll try to call Wes on stream here. See if he's going to wake the up or what he's doing. We will give him a shout and say, you doing something? No, I hope he's okay, all bullshit aside. We will try to call him again while we're looking at the 84.9. $84.8 right there. This is 84.9. Staying above it. 84.7 right there. What is this point? This is 84.7.
8.4.
So, you guys, this kind of looks like, I like the consolidation, but I don't like the shape, to be honest. And I'm not trying to be a bear, and I'm not trying to be a bummer. It's just an ugly. The reason I say it's ugly is because of the steepness of the flag. Let me see here. Let's see if I can pull it up on here so I can show you guys what I mean. Oh, boy. One hour. I don't want the 1 hour. I want the 4 hour chart, I think. Yeah, that's what I want. I did not mean to draw that line. TradingView gets glitchy when you're streaming. All right, guys. So it's kind of hard to see. I guess, CoinGecko does kind of give you a weird chart. But this kind of shows what I'm talking about with the shape, right? The shape of the flag itself is not... I'm not crazy about it because it's got this upward, right? This upward movement. And typically when you want to see a bull flag, where's my brush? What you want to see in a bull flag, right, is you want to see it come up like this and kind of get a sharp angle down, right? That's the shape of a bull flag you want to see. Even though that looks scarier, you're like, well, that's going. What that is, that's a normal correction. After you have a big move, you want to have a cool off, a little sell off, and then you can continue to go sideways, and then you can have your next move. Be the same distance from here to here. You would measure this distance from here and do what they call extrapolate, which is just a fancy word for measure. You would just measure from here to here, right? And grab this line here, and then you'd move it up here, and that would give you your next price target. So if that was a normal shape bull flag, next price target for that would be $95,000. But I don't like the shape of the flag. The shape of the flag is it's too upward for me, which reminds me too much of a bear flag. Now, could that be the market makers trying to toy with us? Absolutely. Come on, TradingView. It's so stupid. All right, I'm gonna close it out because it's getting glitchy on you guys. But yeah, so I don't like the shape of where we're at in the short term, right? So for that, I'm saying that in the short term, I think we see a little bit more downside. I think we have to get through the rest of this tariff bullshit a week or two. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market, and I think that is what is going on. As far as that goes. So short term, not a whole lot's going to change. I don't think. I think we're going to grind sideways. Look, we said this 82,000 to 88,000. I called that over a month ago. I said, this is the range we're going to go in. We're going to probably be in here for a month, get comfy. And you guys know, man, nobody thought we were going down this low when we were at 95,000. I said, be careful. We have a CME gap. I said that 4 months ago. I called that shit. And, some people try to bust my balls on it. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not predicting anything. I'm just seeing the levels. I'm looking at support and resistance levels, and it looked like it needed to cool off. Is there still a level down at 69,000? Yes. Am I scared of it? Not really. I think that's a 30% chance we go there. 70% we don't. So I'm not even sweating that. What I think happens is we go sideways for another couple of weeks, maybe a little bit of couple movements here or there, but I don't think we break out of the $82,000 to $88,000 range. I think it takes us at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe. And of course, that all depends on the other stuff too. It really does depend on whether or not, the tariff deals actually go through. And if Trump is going to fire Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve chair, that's also interesting too. Yeah. So you got to look at all these things, and let's see here. All right, good. So I have my list. I'm going to bring my screen up again, guys. We'll take a look at some coins just to see where they're at. I got some crypto Twitter fam in the house. I've been having a lot of stuff go on these last couple of weeks, man. So I haven't been able to get in there. It's just been very intense. Dealing with court is never fun, man. But let's take a look at some coins, guys. I know the price. I know prices are not great. I get it. All right, look at this. This is kind of cool, actually. This is the first time I'm checking the prices, guys. We do this live. So crypto Twitter actually up on the daily 6%. Pengu's up a little bit, 5%, and Little Peanuts at 12 cents. Boy, Fred is still hanging on by a thread. Let him cook. Not too bad. Down 1%. We're gonna pull up crypto Twitter coin right now and take a look. See. You guys, please do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. It helps the algorithm. We need 200 more followers. That's it. We need 200 more followers to break our 1,000. And we really need you guys' help with that. So even if you just hit subscribe, it doesn't hurt nothing. It just adds our channel to the top of your thing on YouTube. And hit the like button. I mean, it takes 2 seconds. We don't ask for money. We're not raising money. We don't have any sponsorships, none of that shit. So crypto Twitter's forming an interesting pattern on the daily. Here, I like this falling wedge. This is somewhat of a falling wedgie right here. I like the shape of this. And if you're a noob, I'm going to show you what I'm saying. I guess when you're staring at the charts for 4 years, you just kind of see shit. It happens. Shit just pops out at you. But, you know, when I first started, TA was very difficult. I was like, what the fuck is all this? But see, I see this right here. And then market makers are tricky, you guys. They're never going to give you the exact pattern you want. You know, it's like nothing plays out textbook, but it plays out pretty damn close. So a falling wedge is just a downward triangle. Okay, it's like a wedge shaped like this here. And so how that works is, you know, you could take it from here and it would be more of a channel, but you know, I could just rough draw it right here too. I mean, boom, because I would take that level from back here and go like this here. And that's your pattern, which 70% of the way through you would break out of it anyway. Now, you know, I'd have to move this line a little bit down, obviously, to get a couple more touches. Really, you'd want to see it. So that's, you know, let's just put it right there on the body. That would be 1, 3, 4, 5 touches. 6, you broke through it. So that's a confirm. The downward side, I didn't really, you know, because I backward extrapolated, which means I went past the pattern. So let me go back up here and just try to touch it to the candle bodies, and we can get 3 touches. And that's how you really want to do it if you want to be safe. But even still, that's still a falling wedge pattern on the daily. So, you know, when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, 5, 6, 7 almost right there. So when you have 7 touches on the bottom, 3 touches on the top, it's a falling wedge. Typically, this pattern breaks out to the upside, typically. Okay, now that's not a guarantee. It's just 70% of the time this pattern plays out to the upside. So that's actually kind of bullish, but I want to zoom out now. Let's look at let's zoom out because I haven't looked at these charts in let's go to that's the freaking daily. I'm going to actually go to the weekly chart. Okay, let's go here. Get a little more perspective on crypto Twitter and how we're looking here. And keep in mind, guys, these alts, all the alts are going to be brutalized right now. 63% dominance for Bitcoin. So it's going to look like shit. It's not going to look good. It's going to look very scary. But I will say this. If you took your top here, you got a second top here, you know, potential double top, right, which is bearish. So you break to the downside, you know, and now it's like this downward and sideways kind of thing, right? But again, what does the downward sideways movement generally mean? Downward and sideways is always good because that's what happens before the pump. So when do you want to buy a coin? You want to buy it before the pump. You don't want to buy up here. Don't be this asshole that sees this candle, right? And then says, well, I'll wait a minute. And then sees this candle growing all the way up to here. And then all of a sudden you buy this. You buy in right here, right? And then it goes up a little and you're like, yeah, I'm a genius. And then you get freaking wrecked. Why'd you get wrecked? Because you bought in the green. Okay, it's a very simple game. You buy in the red, not in the green. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the same trick right here. So check this out. So now we're on the weekly time frame. Go up here, W. That's the weekly time frame. So we'll go over here. Boom. All right. Now check this. Check this shit. You've got another potential wedgie here. This one's a little bit shady. This one's not perfect. Okay. You say, oh well, Nick, you're just doing that to make me feel better. Well, it's possible. It is possible. But that's the good thing about TA. You can put the lines wherever you want. It's an art. It's not a science. TA is an art. There's science to it, but majority it's an art. See, because some people would put some people would use the wicks and say, I'm going to put my line up there, and that's fine. I don't typically like to use wicks unless I'm trying to go for a real, like, you ever see how they plot out hurricane charts? That's how I first started with my TA. I said I would get the widest potential zone for the price action first. So in other words, I would map it out like this first, and I would say, okay, let's go to the next. Well, those two candles back here touch, right? But I would actually lower it because I would go to my lowest point, right? Now, I'm not telling you to do TA like this. This is actually, I don't do this anymore, but this is how I first did it to start. Because I would take the lowest wick and the highest wick and just get my first line, right? And then I would draw what they call a heart line, which is you do a center line in the middle, right? Which would be somewhere along this line here. Boom. So if this was a hurricane and they were giving you the spaghetti signal like in the Weather Channel, that's kind of how I started with TA, and I just fell in love with that. I was like, man, this is kind of cool because, you know, it's not perfect. You're trying to predict it, and I kind of like that aspect of it. I like that you don't really know. But what's amazing is when you map out the bottom and the top, look at, I mean, this line is not perfectly in the middle, right? It's not perfect, but I mean, look how many touches you actually got. This candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know, you have 15 touches on that heart line. So heart line is a very good area to trade too, because you can say, oh, well, you know, if you're generally speaking, if you're up here and you know you're going to be in a range for a while, trade the heart line, which means when you see it go up here, put in a short. You know, if you don't think you're breaking out of the range, put it in short. But here it looks like you're holding up in the heart line. You see this? So this is actually really bullish, guys. I mean, I know it's not good with any coins right now because of the time capitulation that they're doing on us. But holding the heart line up, I like that. And we are trying to get back some steam, get back some momentum. So that's the overall downward scary part if you were going to look at it like that. But again, guys, you don't get the ups without the downs, and you don't get the downs without the ups. So unless a project completely fails, and this project I believe in wholeheartedly. I don't believe this. I could be wrong. I'm not guaranteeing you. Yes, I do hold this project, but I'm a believer in this project too. So I'm going to be a little bit biased towards this. But also the falling wedge pattern does show up here again. And, you know, I'm having to do a little bit different than what we normally do, guys, because I'm down a 50% on the stream today for whatever reason. But I do hope he's all right. I think he is. Wes is pretty damn resilient. Let's see this. You know, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. I'm not going to microscope it. It's it's really hard to do TA on meme coins either anyway because of their volatility. But I will say that if you do get a breakout, your next level you're going to want to crack is right here, which is at 1 million market cap. I think I have it on freaking market cap. Oh geez. So yeah, that's where you're going to want to go. But it's hit or miss right now with the altcoins, guys. All the altcoins are not doing great until Bitcoin gets out of this range. And this range is boring a lot of people. It's pissing people off. I mean, look at Arbitrum. DMT is freaking $6. The only blockchain-based coin that's actually holding up fairly well is freaking Hype, dude. And I'm going to tell you, I've told you before on this channel that Hype, and Wes called me and was like, dude, get on the airdrop, get on Hype, get on Hype. I had so much shit going on in my life at that time that I just couldn't do it. I was too busy, and I was like, dude, I'm done with airdrops. I got the airdrops I wanted. Now looking back, I really regret that because I wish I would have jumped on it from the Primates. Primates Discord called it. I mean, yeah. So now you're coming up here. So to be honest with you, even on a bullish coin right now, guys, I'm going to give you the real. I'm not going to just kiss your ass, even if I like a project, which I do. I really like Hype, and it's one of my more bullish coins. It's actually my main bullish coin blockchain for this bull run. But see, you can see this level here. I'm just going to draw. Let's keep it simple today, guys. We're going to keep it very simple. Support and resistance lines. Okay, what is support and resistance? It's down and up. It's like at floors on an apartment building, right? You ever lived in an apartment? I have. Grew up in them. You have floors, right? So just look at these as floors. That's your most basic TA I can teach you. And I know my other advanced guys in here are going to be bored as shit with this. But, guys, we got to help the noobs. That's part of what this channel is. It's to help the noobs that are coming in and provide them some knowledge. Okay, so, and if you look, if you're in an apartment building, right, you take the elevator up, right? You took the elevator up, and then what happened? You're on your first floor. Why did I draw the floor here? The reason I drew it here is because the first thing you want to do is find out where's the most traffic, where's the most candles. So if I told you you get to draw one line, and this is what I teach everybody. This is I came up with this a long time ago, but I think it's the best way to explain TA to people. If I was to say to you, hey, I'm going to give you $100 bill, you get to draw one line. The line can be as long as you want it to be, right? As long as you want it to be. It can be infinite, right? But it has to be perfectly straight. It has to be a perfectly straight line. And wherever you draw that line is you're going to get $100 for every single time a candle touch line, okay? So you say, how do I find my support and resistance lines? That's how you find them. Pretend someone's going to give you $100 for every time a candle hits it. So you say, when we hit once, twice, 3 times, 4 times here, why would you do that? Well, I'm doing that to show you that that is still a level, right? It's not as significant as the level I'm about to draw, because if I go by my rule, check this out. If I go by rule, I would look at this and say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, I'm a little greedier than that. We're talking about $100 bills here. So I would say, let's look at this shit. Well, wait a minute. This one, if you drew a line here now, see, if you drew it here, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you bring it up a little, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly 9 if you squeeze it right there. So you're getting 9 right there. If you go up here, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, getting $1,100 right here. So I would put my next line right there, I think. Right? I mean, if I'm getting $100, but the line has to be straight. Now I say straight, you could do this too. You could line, you know what I'm saying. But let's go across here. So I would do like that, right? Because you're touching it here once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. You even got that one a little bit, 12. So that's about $1,200. So what does that mean? I'm not really going to give you $1,200. The point of this is not to tell you I'm giving you money. The point of this is to show you that that is a very powerful level of price action. What does that mean? That just means a lot of people bought or sold at that price level. That's all it means. Don't overcomplicate this shit, you guys. I taught this to my 4-year-old daughter, 5-year-old daughter, when she was that little. And I taught her what bulls and bears meant. A bear, a bear attacks you like this with his paw. He puts his paw down, right? What does a bull do? They take their horns and they push up, go like that. So what is the price? A bull pushes the price up. The bear swats it down. So that bullish and bearish, she understood that. And I think sometimes we get lost with all these indicators and shit. I think you need to master the basics. Stick to the basics. Stick to the basics, right? You ever seen that movie? Learn your basics. Master your basics first. Okay, this is how to kind of see the overall where these zones are very well, because I'm just using basics, but I'm using them to the best of my ability. Now, that doesn't mean just because you have 12 levels here and 4 levels here that you got to lines. You can draw as many as you want, or as few as you want. In fact, I would put another one here because I like all these touches here. Because of these 3 right here, mainly 4 right here, and these 2 candles, that's my zone. That I would put a zone there. Anytime you got lines that are really close, just put it as a zone, right? I would even put another one up here because all these candle wicks kind of up here plus the top. So radical, you draw too many lines and then you can overdo it. But I think for the elevator example, this is good to teach you guys this, to show you this is the most basic I can start you out on TA. I would even say, you could do one there, but it's not that significant. Either is that, but it is kind of, because it's got 4. One more down there because I do like the touches there. Sorry for my old heads. You guys might be getting bored with this shit because I know this is probably well above your pay grade. But again, we got to cater to our noobs in the house, and the noobs will start coming in. Matter of fact, if you don't have. All right, so check this out. This is my elevator theory with support and resistance levels. So you're trying to find these levels where the price action is going to go, where something's going to move. You take the elevator up. This is your first floor, right? Your market makers try to look at these ranges and trade in these ranges. So now that we've identified our floor, we'll call this first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth. We know it's called resistance because it's resisting. It's not letting us get above it, right? We're trying to go above it. We're getting rejected. Boom, 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 until finally it just fell, right? Because back down to the first floor. What the hell? Well, look at how it got to the roof. Look at how it got up, guys. Look, boom. You can skip the first second. It skipped the second floor and went straight to the top of the third. And then it got off the elevator to the third and said, I'm going to go to the roof. Okay? When anything moves like this, go halfway. Fibonacci level is 0.618 Fibonacci levels, but I use the quick method. Quick method is 50%, okay? Because it's ballpark. 61.8 is pretty close to 50. If you had 61 cents and it went down to 50 cents, you wouldn't be pissed off, right? Because it's still fairly close. So what I'm saying with that is, if this is 0 and this is 100, 50 would be right here. So I forget the bottom of the candle's actually there. So halfway would be right there. Oh, would you looky there? Look where the price is. So if we drew that, 90% of the time, guys, if you draw from the bottom to the top of any candle, okay, any candle, it will fit. This is my own theory now. This is my own shit. It will correct to the 50% level at some point. It will touch that freaking level. So, you look in here, and that's all Fibonacci's is, but it gets a little more close to the money because the 61 was 0.618 level of. But my point is, from the bottom of this candle to the top of this candle, a correction was needed on hype, and a correction was found. Now it overcorrected. I'm going to draw the line. The line is halfway. So I should make that a different color, but I'll just make it longer for you guys to see. Okay, so check this out. So you started here at the bottom. You went all the way to the top. You went up too fast, right? It's like, if you go up too fast, market's correct because it's like, oh, shit. People made money. They got to sell. They want to take that profit, right? When they sell, price goes down. However fast you go up is going to be, you're going to come down. But if this was the 50% level, look, we went past that. We say, Nick, that didn't work. Well, it did work because, we went past the 50% correction, and then people realize, oh, shit, that's cheap. That's a steal. And what happened? Boom. Look where you bounced. Look where the candle bounced and is going up from. It's almost perfectly on my 50% level mark, guys. This is not wizardry. This is not some sort of crazy voodoo shit. This is very basic TA. This is very simple. This is the most simple TA I can possibly give you. But my theory behind it, I believe, is very valid because, market makers make their money in the ranges, right? So what that means is the longer an asset, this goes with any asset, gold, silver, Bitcoin, it don't matter. The longer an asset trades within a range is the more money the market makers make because there's sales going on. Every time there's a trade of, ETH for Sol or ETH for whatever the hell the trade is, doesn't matter. Any coin or any pair that you're trading, when you have these ranges, the market makers can see the ranges too because everybody has, the same chart. So what the market makers will do is they'll say, all right, like, in reality, if this much trading has happened on this floor, right? A lot of trading have floors. Boom, 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 boom. So that shows you a lot of people were interested in buying hype at these levels. I don't know why it's on freaking market cap. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I got it on freaking market cap instead of price like an idiot. Ugh. I hope I don't have to redraw those. Keep my damn lines up. It's not important for the lesson. You mother sucker. That's fine. It's not important for the lesson. The lesson is still the same, guys. Okay, because market cap is just the amount of money in the asset itself. So the theory still applies because it's people buying or selling the asset that gives you the market cap. But anyway, and I do see a falling wedge too, guys. You see that? You see that shape? You can see it. Boom, boom. I see the falling wedge without drawing the lines. So this is bullish as hell, dude. And hype is gonna roll. But now that we have our lines, now that we have our support and resistance levels, we analyze things. Number one, we went up way too fast because if this is it's hard to see on the chart. I'm gonna draw it. But check this out. This is the first floor here. Way down here, guys. This is the basement floor. So check it out. You never freaking shrink that. Okay. You never come on, you bastard. You never traded on the first floor. So could you go down the first floor? We're not going to go there. We're not going to talk about that. What we're going to say is, okay, that this floor has had the most trading. So what am I getting at, right? What are you getting at, Nick? What I'm getting is the market makers don't care about time like you do. And they certainly don't want an asset to just go, trade on the first floor, go all the way across, and then what? Let's go to the second floor and then trade across the second floor. Why would they do that? They couldn't make any money. There would be no element of surprise in price action. So they don't do that. Market makers, what they'll do is they'll put the money in. That's why they're called market makers. They'll put the big money in and they'll say, you know what, fuck it. Take it from the first floor all the way up to the rooftop right away. Boom. They'll just dump a whole lot of money in. But they also open up shorts on the other side, guys. So they'll open a long to push the price up. it's almost like me. I don't know how to explain, but opening two sides of trade is basically what options is in stock world, right? So you're just basically doing both sides, playing both sides of the market so that no matter what, you have options. So, but the market maker is a little different because they have more money, right? They have a lot of money. They'll put the money in and say, you know what, let's push the price up to this range right here. And let's say the market maker didn't push it all the way up here. The market pushed this big, and then the people came in and said, oh shit, let's buy it here. And so what the market maker do? They said, let's push it again. So they'll push a little more, you know, they give this big fat candle here. And then all of a sudden retail buys in here. In reality, retail, this candle and this candle. And then the market makers say, okay, let's dump the price and see, let's get out of this range now, because how boring would it be if you only went on the first floor, then the second, the third, and the fourth? They don't do that shit. What they do, they went from 1 to 5, right? Let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting that right. Let's just call it the rooftop. They went to the roof. They came down a floor, came down another floor, and they said, fuck it, stay here, trade for a while in this range. This range to me now is the most exhausted based on this time frame. So that means basically, okay, so if you're a market maker, filled a lot of orders there, right? You've made your money at that price level because they don't really give a shit what the price is. It's not about what the price is to the market maker. They don't care. That's not how they make their money. We make our money because number go up, especially when you're a noob. You come in, oh, the price has to go up. That's the only way I can make money. That's not true. You can short the market. You can have a long and a short open. Okay, there's a million other ways to do it. But long story short, the market maker sees this level. And then what are they looking at? They're saying, okay, you know, because it came down and we generally traded on these two floors for a while, boom, 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 boom. Market makers decided, okay, you know what? Let's bring it down to this floor. But look what they did here, guys. They kind of skipped over this floor here, right? They skipped it. Just like they skipped these floors on the way up, they skipped this floor on the way down. Okay, granted, you had one touch here, you know, 2 little touches there, but for the most part, they blew right through this floor. Why? Why'd they go past that floor? You don't think some people want to buy hype at this price? I guarantee you somebody wants to buy it at that price. You know what the market makers are doing? They're saving that range for later. That's what they do. This applies to Bitcoin too, guys. Don't kid yourself. This 100% is how I call my levels and my zones and my ranges. I rely on this technique, and it's served me very well. I've made tremendous calls this year using this very technique, and I'm giving you guys. It may work for you, it may not, but it has worked for me. It's kind of kept my reality grounded because time does not exist to market makers. They don't care about time and they don't care about price. They care about ranges, right? So once they've exhausted this range, too many people bought and sold in this range. They're like, shit, we got to move. Let's move to another floor. But it's too predictable to go to the floor below you or the floor above you. So what do? They skip. They skip over it, and then they'll come back to it at a later time. Okay? This is crucial because this range is fulfilled. Now you can say, all right, boom. We're going down to this range, but no, they went down to this range, skipped this floor, and then they said, nope, resistance, bring it down lower. And got some trading in this little range here. So based on that information, if you're a trader or you're retail, where are we about to range at? I could ask a 5-year-old, and if they understood what I just explained to them, they would say probably the least likely range or the range that hasn't been traded the most. And there's 2 ranges on this chart that have not been traded. And I'll show you them right now, but you should already see them. I shouldn't even have to show you. You should already know just from looking at it. And I'm going to grab my drawing tool anyway. But there's a couple zones that I would watch. Number 1, I would watch this zone because no trading has happened here. It ain't going that low. Okay. All right. Well, I'm still watching the range. I'm still keeping an eye on it just in case. Nobody thought Ethereum would go to $75 either. Now, that could happen in the bear market. This is what I was trying to say about the $69,000 price target for Bitcoin. That target is on the chart. It wants to go there. It may not go there till the bear market, but that again would be the same kind of theory, right? Market makers skip over the price and then they come back to it later. there is no time-based thing with them. They do it when they want. And that's what's going on right now. It's called time capitulation. They're making the market and Bitcoin's price go slow. That pissing people off. And so what they're doing is they're selling because they're bored. But this range here up, these two floors have been traded. This floor has been skipped over. This floor got a little bit of trading, and this floor is probably too low because hype is very bullish. So I'm taking other factors into. I'm not just doing the lines, guys. I'm looking at other things. What kind of project is it? What does it do? How's the community? I'm putting all this into perspective. So for that reason, I'm a little less likely that we go in this range, right? The range I'm seeing now, right here. If I'm a market maker between this, and when I say bit, I mean some of this action. Up, then down, up, then down. Why? They're trading. They want people to sell in this range. And then there, you could potentially go down here, have the crash of just a big, brutal correction, black swan type shit. But my guess is I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is I think we hit this range for a little bit on hype, and then boom, this is what's going to happen. We're going to go up here. Why? And then we'll come down and bounce. Why would you move like this? Well, I'll give you another reason. I just explained that, they like to use their ranges and then skip over ranges, remember? So we skipped past this range, and I'm not saying we could potentially go in this range. And then what happens? Market makers aren't going to bring it back to this, I don't think. Why? Because they've already traded the shit out of it, right? All the people that wanted to buy hype at this range and sell much had months to do it. So market makers are probably like, yeah, no one's really going to buy or sell. They make money every time someone buys and sells. So they're probably going to say, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. And this is the other reason why, because I would measure this. With these two tools I'm giving you, support resistance lines and extrapolating, you can do a lot with TA with just this, what I'm showing you. You don't need all that other shit. It's good to have, but you don't 100% need it. Just my style, man. Everyone's got their own style too. So you could take some of the stuff I'm saying and incorporate it into your trading too. I incorporate other people's styles into mine too. It's just, it's an art, not a science. But check this out. This is the total upward movement, right? So that would be, actually, see, I don't like this downward. I would want to see more sideways. How I would measure it would be the length of sideways, but the fact that hype is going down like this is actually bullish because, and again, I'm getting crazy, guys. I'm putting a lot more lines on here. I know I said I was going to keep, but this is still a wedge, right? Check this out. Boom. You'll see, the more you use TA, you won't have to even think about the shit. You'll just look. I can look at red and green candles and I don't even have to draw lines anymore. I do it sometimes, but you see, I let Wes do it because it's better for me to just watch TA, and then I can make my own judgments, and I'll make a mental note and I'll say, well, actually, I would have put a line in different. He put it, but I'll do that in my head. Because of the most part, I watch pretty good people, and everything I know and shit, he learned more than he's gotten wave and all that kind of shit. So at this point, I just kind of sit back and watch his team, and I'll just cherry pick what I like and on what I would say different, or I'll bring it up to him on the show. But here's the wedgie again. What kind of pattern is that? That's a bullish pattern. So if you learn nothing more today to show than support, resistance, and a falling wedge being bullish, you've learned a lot about TA, way more than you think you've learned. If you can master these basics, you can freaking call ranges, you can call pumps fairly well. But my point is, extrapolation is you measure from the bottom to the top line, right, and you move it to the end of the pattern. Now I don't know when the end of the pattern is going to be, but typically it would be where it's starting to have a breakout, right? And let's just say this is the end of the pattern for the falling wedge, and look where it freaking lines up. Look at that. You guys saw me do this shit. I drew that by eye. I did it by eye. How did I eye it out? Because I use this technique so much. I don't need to have the, I'm telling you, every day for 4 years, looking at charts, your brain just freaking, it's like zaps in. But that doesn't mean I'm the best trader. Don't get it twisted. It just means I call levels good and I know my ranges fairly well. So check this out, man. That's kind of cool how that lined up, right? That lined up perfect, and not perfect, but so either way, what I would say with this would be this. Where's your price target for hype? $12 billion market cap. Where is it right now? It's at a $5 billion. So that's more than doubling, which means you double the market. So that would put hype at, it's at $17. That would put hype, what, 15 is 32 $32 on the next breakout, which would put us up right about here. That would be the next move. And then look at that. And that's coming right up where we had problems last time. So depending on that move, we'll see what happens, man. We got to be patient with tariffs and all this bullshit, guys. I know it's frustrating, but this is not a bear market. This is a normal correction. And I'm going to go back to Bitcoin for a second because really I'm doing this for fun because we don't have a whole lot of price action really. So it doesn't make a ton of sense to just overly analyze the market right now. It doesn't. This is one of those things you just have to be patient where, when we call these ranges between 82 and 88,000, I said we could trade here for a month. Here we are, man. I mean, we've been doing this shit. I saw this in 2020, 2021. I saw Bitcoin do this, and it's aggravating and it stresses you out. But in reality, it's actually a very, very good thing. And although I don't love the shape of this, I wish I could just draw right on CoinGecko's chart because I like their graph chart. I just don't like their freaking, and I don't like their candle chart, but I do like their graph chart. But the candle chart shows, that is to me, it's like it wants to be a bull flag, right? So a bull flag and a bear flag, the difference between the two of them can be very subtle, especially when a market maker is trying to screw with you, right? Because they're getting a price to make it look a certain way because they're trying to fake you out, constantly trying to fake you out. That's how they make their money. But yeah, the bull flag kind of goes up more and then has a steeper decline with the bottom being flat. Anytime you see a little bit of like the rising, if you see it like if you have a big move up and then it starts rising up, that's bearish. A bear flag rises up at the end, right? Because the market makers are trying to get that little bit of juice left out of that pump, right? They just pumped it up, and then retail little guys are buying, and then it runs out of strength, and then you fall. That's what a bear flag is. To me, it's almost like a symmetrical try. It's almost perfectly sideways, but it just looks slightly more on the bear side to me, guys. So I'm just saying, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but yeah, it kind of slants upward like this, and I don't like that, but it's not that big a deal. I promise you guys, this ain't shit. Price of gold looks fantastic. Eventually, some of this flows into Bitcoin and other cryptos. Good call, Holmes. Bringing some Wall Street vibes to the chat. Very good call on that. I agree with that. Let's see. You guys want to shit scroll? Being we don't have Wes in here. It's weird now. I feel like Wayne and Garth without Wayne or Garth. It's just one of us. Let's see here. We can try to call him again, see what the hell he's doing. I didn't get a text or nothing. I'm telling you, he's probably exhausted. Because they've constantly at his job just work him like a freaking dog, and they don't treat him right over there. We're trying to get him out of there. I think it's about to happen. I think the transition's about to happen. Let's see here. All right, you guys got to go on here and hit like on these posts, man. I'm just playing. We'll get our organic growth here. We'll provide value and entertainment for you, and then we'll get our likes. Okay, he's still. Let me see the message. If he messaged me or not. Don't worry. No, nothing yet.
8, 4.
All right. Let's see what the hell. Okay, let's see here. Just gonna shit scroll for a minute, just for a second, to see if there's any other news or anything else going on, you guys. Miss Teen Crypto doing her thing. She's a Cardano fan. I think. Oh yeah, I'm on the Remora one. What the fuck? All right, guys. See, this is why you got to shit scroll every now and then. Was he doing a rain dance? That can't. Is that real? Come on, man. Current state of the trenches. That's not real, dude. That's got to be fake. Oh, that's fucking funny. I know I should be looking at serious shit, but guys, when it gets like this, man, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna get too crazy with price. Yeah, dude, this is good. Friendly reminder: BlackRock now owns $2 billion worth of ETH, which ain't shit. They must know something. I will say this, and I've said this till I'm blue in the face with you guys, and I'll say it again. Actually, I think I'm gonna go full screen for this one. Okay. And I'm going to put the smart glasses on for this shit. Okay. This is going to be smart Nick's advice. Ethereum is going to pump. And it's going to pump hard. Okay. It's going to pump really hard. When I say really hard, it's more than going to double. When ETH finally breaks out, I'm telling you right now, dude, ETH is the financial institution's settlement layer. They are not going to do it on these other chains. They're not. They're just not. ETH is built for Wall Street to come on and play. Solana is built for us, degens. But then again, Lark did have a good point earlier. Lark said the tech on Solana is built better for gambling on shit coins. And obviously it is, because that's where everyone was going for shit coins. But that was a gamble. That was a casino type shit. And that's fine. That's good. But that's why I like crypto Twitter, because crypto Twitter is actually doing something. They're actually showing up every day, doing spaces, providing entertainment, providing knowledge, help, all that kind of stuff. So there's good projects on Solana, but from a Wall Street perspective, this guy right here, let me show you something. Do you think that this guy right here is playing around on Solana coins? Look at his face. This man controls more than 60% of the world's wealth with BlackRock. Okay? Does that look like the face of a man who's buying shit coins in the Solana trenches? No. Okay, he's not. And he's not going to put his money or his... Not saying Solana's not going to pump, because I think your gains will be bigger than Solana. You got to understand that too. I didn't understand this coming into crypto, the low cap and high market cap, because I hear a lot of my friends say, oh, I'm buying XRP. And I'm like, that's good. But you realize that's already a top 5 coin. You know, where are you going to go from there, dude? If you don't have any exposure to lower cap coins, you're not going to make the big gains. But those lower cap coins are more risky. So my point is, BlackRock already has over $40 trillion, $30 trillion, whatever the hell they got. It's a stupid, insane amount of money. They have enough, they manage enough assets that they could write one check and get us out of the national debt. That's how much money they can control. Okay. My point is they're going to use ETH. All right. What the hell? Okay. Yeah. So I lost my little menu thing. But yeah, not scolding Solana because I'm bullish. And like I said, I think the gains are going to be more on Solana. I'll just do one more little thing for the noobs. Holmes, I think you're right about the gold. I think you're dead on about the M2 money supply. I do think that we're set for a pump. Everything is set for a pump, dude. I think it comes in May, though. I do. I think it comes in a couple of weeks. So it's going to be a boring couple of weeks. But this is what I was saying about market cap, guys. High market cap just means there's more money in it, right? Here's the market cap. If you're this new, congratulations, because you just stumbled upon a channel that's showing you something that really, really matters right now. Support, resistance, a couple of patterns, market cap. Understand these 4 things. These are your basics. Also, you got to know where to buy a coin. If someone says, "Oh, where do I buy the coin?" You go to CoinGecko, and then you can click on the coin, and then it'll show you where you can buy it, how many places you can buy it, or whatever. So you click on the coin, and then you go to Markets tab, and these are all the places you can buy the coin. Okay, learn your basics. These are your very, very minimal basics in crypto. You have to learn those before you get into any crazy shit. But my friend says, "Well, I'm buying a lot of XRP, and I'm buying it, and I'm just holding it." And I said, "Okay, that's good. Okay, but XRP is a high market cap. What does that mean? It means there's a lot of money in it already. XRP already has 120 billion, 584 million, 297,620 bucks. So guess what? If you want this number to double, which is the price, okay, you want that number to double, meaning you want to buy it at $2 and it goes to $4, then guess what? If you want that to go to $4, you want to double that number, you got to double this number right here. Okay? This is preschool crypto education right here. This is the most basic I can teach you, but I think it's important, even if there's just one of you guys out there that's new. So check this. You want to double this number, you got to double this number. So what does that mean? For this to go to $4, this has got to go to 240 billion. No, actually another billion there. So 241 billion ish to get this to go to $4. So $240 billion has to come into XRP. That's no small chunk of change, right? Now let's look at Solana. And you could say, well, Nick, it's cheaper. And this is how they screw you, right? They screw the new investors with the price, because the price isn't what you're looking. I mean, it is what you're looking at. It's a metric. But if you don't understand how market cap works and you just open your phone and you go, I want to buy a coin. Oh, well, shit, I could buy a lot more XRP because it's only $2, right? It's only $2, whereas Solana is fucking $134 for one, right? So I'll have more XRP. Okay, you'll have more of an asset that's only going to double if another $120 billion comes into that asset. Now, when you go to Solana, check this out. Even though it's only 2 spots lower, it's $134. And look at the market cap. Okay. Half of XRP, almost, right? You know, a little more than half. My point is there's $70 billion. There's 120 billion here. So that's 30, 40, 50 billion more dollars, right? So here's the deal. You want this number to double. You want it to go from 134 to 268. Then this has got to go to $140 billion. This number does, the market cap, right? So your gains, if you put the same amount of money in, right? And I'm not telling you what to buy. You buy what you like, but this is just a kind of a lesson in market cap. Now, it's not really good though, because these are too close for me to make my point and drive it home. But I would all day buy Solana over XRP. Let's not get it twisted. Not saying that XRP won't go up, but where's it going to go, dude? You got what? Tether, ETH, and Bitcoin. It's maxed. I mean, yeah, more money will come in, but it ain't going up there. It ain't passing them. I know everyone wants to think that, but I will say this. If you scroll down, let's go to a lower cap coin. Let's go here, because you want to make money in crypto. That's the name of the game, right? You want to make money, okay? Now, a lot of people lost their ass on this coin. Holy shit. Oh my God, Arbitrum's at 28 cents. Holy shit. My God, the price action sucks on ARB. I love my ARB, but I'm glad I sold my airdrop for real. For right now, but I will regret it. I'll buy. I'm going to get it back. I'll buy my. I'm glad I sold that airdrop too. But long story short, let me keep scrolling because we want to find a low cap. Rocket pool. Where the fuck is my hype at? Did I pass it? Did you guys see me pass hype? Is hype on page 2? Holy shit. Okay, no, it's not. All right. Here we go, dude. Look at this fucking thing. All right. So hype price, $17. Pretty affordable to buy a whole hype right now. Look at the market cap. Look at this shit. $5 billion. Now, let me ask you this. What is easier to come into a product that's a good product, good community? $120 billion or $5 billion? What is not more likely, but what is easier? No, what's not more likely? The word I'm looking for is what is going to move your price action? Which one is going to move faster? The one that has to have $120 billion come in before it doubles in price, or the one that only has to have $5 billion? Okay. If you don't understand market cap and price, you are going to get absolutely destroyed before you ever invest in anything. You have to learn what that means. And it's hard to wrap your head around it because it's confusing by nature. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Market cap is just the total amount of dollars in it. Yeah, but where it gets tricky is they divide it by the number of tokens, right? So, and I suck at math. I am horrible at math. So this literally took me 2 years to understand, but you guys should understand it a little quicker. The way I'm explaining it to you is the way I wish someone explained it to me, right? Basically, just tell me how I make money, right? You want to double your money, you got to double this number. Learn that. Market cap and price. You want to double this number here, 17. You want that to go to $32 and whatever cents, $32, right? You want it to go to 32. You need a cool $5 billion to come in. That's it. And you can say, well, Nick, $5 billion is a lot of money. What up, Daniel? But $5 billion is not a lot of money, guys. In investing, $5 billion ain't shit. It's nothing. Okay. And that can come in like that. When the risk asset world gets turned back on, money printer's already been turned on, guys. The M2 is already cruising. So my point is, would I rather buy XRP or would I rather buy hype? XRP is $2. Yeah, hype is $17. But look, only $5 billion has to come in to double this number. Whereas with XRP, to double this number, you have to double this number. And then you can say, well, Nick, well, that's stupid. Then why would I ever buy Bitcoin? Because that's the highest market cap. Now that's the next point of the conversation. A portfolio needs to have a high caps, a couple mid caps, and a couple low caps. Excuse me, guys. I'm wheezing like crazy. Let me grab my inhaler real quick. Hold on. All right. So that's enough lecturing. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. So I apologize to my Remora, to my advanced Remora. Love you guys. Thank you for being patient, for letting me go off on that rant. I figure I don't have Wes in here. I might as well do what I'm good at, which is just teaching the basics, teaching beginner stuff. But I think even if you're an advanced trader, dude, it's good to go back to your basics every now and then. Remind yourself, okay, wait a minute, this is the basic rules of investing. You know, buy low, sell high, hodl, all that bullshit you learn in the beginning. But you know, I'm very bullish on hype. There's no lies there. I do hold hype. But number 24, you know, if you start going into the lower caps, you go on page 2 and page 3, you're going to, you know, you're going more risky. You know, look at Fartcoin. Look at Fartcoin. That goes to show you crypto just is funny. 83 cents. But look at this number. Holy shit. Yeah, I see why people like this. You know, $832 million. So this is going to be very easy to double. I mean, because it's only another 800 million that needs to come in to double this price. So I see why people like it. And look, it's up 11% in the week. You know, it ain't doing too bad. Hell, it's shit. Say's getting a little action. Not really though. It's down to 16 cents. Holy shit, man, guys. I know if you're holding altcoins right now, I'm sorry, bro. I'm in it too, man. I'm in it too right now, for real. But I don't think it lasts much longer, guys. I think we have a week. I don't know why this says enter full screen. I want to make oh shit. I done fucked up. How do I see? I don't know how to use this freaking one. We used to use StreamYard, and I'm trying to use Restream, and it's very confusing. There we go. So you guys can see my pretty face. I'm not going to stay on much longer, guys, because I've already been on quite a while. Shooting my mouth. But long story short, I will give price targets. If you guys want to give your price targets in the chat, please do so for Monday. And you're not going to like mine. I will bring the screen up one more damn time for that. Just so we give price targets in the short term. Again, this doesn't matter. We're more focused on the long term at Crypto Remora. We're not focused on the short term. We're not gamblers, guys. We are investors. We look at this in the long-term aspect. And you gamble with the lower cap coins, but you don't go all in with it. You know, if you have a portfolio and you have your high cap, mid cap, and low cap, technically speaking, you should have 50% or more in your freaking high caps, like Bitcoin. You should just straight up just put half in Bitcoin, just chill. Then you take, 25% and put it in your mid caps, then put 25%. So if you had $100, put 50 in Bitcoin, put $25 in your mid caps, which is Chainlink, Polkadot, all that shit. And then go to your low caps, like your riskier ones, like Fartcoin and all that shit. Put 25% of your shit in there. And then those will run faster when the market goes up, but they'll come down faster when the market goes down. So that's your risk to reward. But that's why you don't go all in. Price targets, I'm going to look at the weekly. Damn, a lot of sideways, bro. This is actually good. Wes was on this stream because he would be rubbing my nose in it, saying, I told you so. We're going up, because he did call this. He said, nah, I think we look good. I think we're coming up. And I think the market makers are fucking toying with us because they're trying to make this look like a bear flag, right? We had a pump, and then they're trying to make it look like an ascending wedge, which I guess it was an ascending wedge, and it broke down. And now you're going up a little. You're really just ranging there, though. We need to get back above this level right here. We need to get back above. Come on. Yeah, I mean, that's where we're being held down at perfectly, 85,000. So do we have enough strength to do it? I don't think so. I still think we come back down to this $83,000 mark. It hasn't happened yet. So what are we at? Thursday? Shit. I'm going to say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 4 days. Bitcoin low 80, high 80. Right on point, Daniel. Daniel's right on point. And I did say 81 was my last call. Very good call, Daniel. Excellent freaking range. Excellent range. Double bottom here faked everybody out. You had to move up. You had a 50% correction. You had to move at some point. Yeah, I'm seeing 82, man. I see 82 because the bottom to top here, I'd go with my 50% rule, and that puts us at see, I'm teaching you guys my secrets now. This is how I've been calling my levels. And it's the cheater way, it's the quick way. But I like that. And it's my style, man. So I go from bottom to top, put my hand right. You can do it with your finger on a screen. If you don't even have a laptop, you can do TA. Just go on YouTube, put us on the TV screen, look at your price action, go from bottom to top, and take your finger and put it right in the middle. And that is going to be your correction area. Watch that be West texting me now. I hope it is. Give me a damn heart attack. No, shit. So anyway, so from bottom to top, the corrective move would be down 81,000, bro. So good call, Daniel. Low 80. Yep, for a wick. But I don't know. I don't think we quite correct there because look at this. 81.5 was tremendous support right here for a good minute. And it was, again, right around here, 81.5 again. So you have two levels there. So the market makers have already, kind of done that. Could they go down there again? They could. But I think they're going to cheat us, and I think they're going to go to 83 because we haven't come back down. We've hit it as resistance, right? Resistance at 83 there. Resistance at 83 here. 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 You get my point, right? 83 here was the only time you had it as support. But this goes into my lesson, what I said market makers do. They'll go to a level, and then they'll say, all right, skip this bullshit, go up to this level. All right, go past this level, right? Oh, go back up here. They went everywhere but 83 in the past, and this was in fucking March. Fast forward to today. We're in April. Okay, I guess that ain't too far. But still, my point is the market makers jump around their ranges. They don't follow it in order, right? Their job is to fuck you up. So they'll go from here to the fifth floor and then come back down to the third, then go to the fourth. That's what they do, okay? So I think what happens is we come back down and touch 83 as support. I think we bounce. That's going to be my call. So I think by Monday, which is what, $1,000. That's boring ass call. But guys, I'm doing the best I can with shitty price action. There's nothing else I can give you on this. That's the best I can do on my call. I hope you guys learned something from this. And even if you're an experienced trader or if you're experienced crypto remora like Holmes and Daniel, all these cats, Dirt Donkey, even if you're old school remora, right, coming in showing the love, hopefully you still got something out of my basic lesson. And if you are a noob, hopefully you were listening and you can apply some of these and they'll help you become a better trader, help you read charts. And yeah, that's what the mission is with this whole channel. That's why we started this channel. And that's what we do it for. So please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like on the video. Please, please, please help get the channel out there, because that's the best way you guys can help is just hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Even if you don't want to do it, just do it. It's not that hard. Hit like. on the video that helps us get out there. We only need 200 followers to get one of our monetization levels broken. We need to get to 1,000 followers. We're at 836. Come on, get us up there, guys. Come on. Let's see here. Hey guys, Bitcoin low 80, 86. I think the Fed drop rate in May. Then that's the push. Daniel, you, me, and Holmes have all said May, and Wes too. I think Wes was a little more on the bullish side, but bro, you're dead on it, bro. That's what's going to happen. You have buy order 83. That's a good call. That's a safe buy order, I think, Daniel. Very good. What Daniel's talking about is a limit order where you can just put an order in where if Bitcoin drops to that price, it automatically will buy for you. We should do a video on that kind of basic shit too. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Daniel, better late than never. Good to see you in here. Holmes, have a good night. And all the rest of you guys, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. And I had fun going over the basics. I like teaching basic shit. I don't do too good at advanced stuff, but basics, I feel like I'm a pretty good teacher because I teach myself a lot of the things I go into, and I learn all the hard shit, and then I think about it and I say, well, how would I explain this to myself better? Because a lot of people, when they teach you stuff, they don't explain it right. And that's what we wanted to do with the Crypto Remora. That was a big cornerstone of why we wanted to do this. We were just trying to get the help we wish we had in the beginning. But also following good channels is a good thing, and hang out with good people that know what they're doing. Listen to people in this chat. They're pretty freaking swift. For the most part, everyone in here has been awesome since day one in this chat. So I'm very thankful for that. Love you guys. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the way out. We're going to do another stream Monday at noon, and Wes will be back. I have faith. And good night. Love you. See you on the next one.